Hello everyone, Mike Rempel from Another Set of Eyes with today's Excel Bytes blog post. Today we're going to take a look at the SUMIF and SUMIFS function, how they're similar, how they're different, and how you may just want to use one and not either one. So here we go. Here's our scenario. We have a list of salesmen, three salesmen, months their sales January through June, what their sales were, and whether they were over or under target for any one of those months. And here's our two functions, SUMIF and SUMIFS, and here's the difference. With SUMIF, the syntax is equals SUMIF. You list your range of your criteria, and then what that criteria is, and then the range you want to sum. Where with SUMIFS, the first thing you list is the range you want to sum, and then your first criteria range and that criteria, your second criteria range and that criteria, and on and on and on. So again, the main difference is with SUMIF, the range you're going to sum comes at the end, where with SUMIFS, the range you're going to sum is put in at the beginning. So let's see the difference here. I just want to take a look at the sales for just Tom that he had for the 3 months. Now, certainly we can just set up a filter here with our table and see what that is, but if you need to do it in a formula, we're going to go ahead and enter the SUMIF formula, which is equals SUMIF, and then again the criteria range first, even though it doesn't say criteria range. The criteria range is that, and my criteria is Tom in cell A1, and then the sum range is the list of sales. Close that off, hit enter, and it looks like our total is 247,331. Just to double check that, I set up slicers here for tables. If you're not familiar with that, I'll list the link for that in the notes below the video, and you can take a look at slicers for tables. But real quickly, I'm just going to click on Tom here, and you can see the total 247,331 matches up with what our formula says. I'll clear that, and we get back to the full table that we have. Now, in using the SUMIFS function, I'm actually going to have 3 criteria. I want just for Bob, just for the month of March, and just where he was under his target. So our SUMIFS formula is going to be equals SUMIFS. Our sum range is what we do first, comma. Then the criteria range is the salesman, comma, and then Bob. And then the months is our second criteria range. The criteria is March, comma again. Our third criteria range is the target, and our criteria is under. Close that off, hit enter, and I have 18,499. And again, just to double check that, if I click on Bob here, under, and for March, I get 18,499, matches up exactly. So the main difference again between the two is that with SUMIF, you put your sum range at the end, as noted here, but with SUMIFS, you put your sum range at the beginning. When you only have one criteria, you can still use the SUMIFS range or formula, and we'll just show you that here. I can do, well, let me clear my filters here just so we have that all set up. Right here I can put equals SUMIFS, and then my sum range is sales, and then my criteria range is the salesman, and my criteria is Tom. Close that off, hit enter, and again I still have the same result, 247,331, but I use the SUMIFS function here, as you can see, rather than the SUMIF function. So you can use SUMIFS for either single criteria or multiple criteria, and you may want to do that because it's a little more logical in that you always list your ranging that you're going to sum first, and then you put your criteria. So it kind of describes, as the name says, your sum, then your ifs, instead of putting your sum range at the end. And there you have it, SUMIF and SUMIFS. Hope you liked it. Thanks for stopping by. And if you'd like to see more, please go to my website, excel-bytes.com, and I hope you subscribe. Happy excelling.